So it is a standard recognized by the GFSI, which is the Global Food Safety Initiative. And it is a standard that is recognized by those 8 international retailers. BRC is usually a bit easier to comply with than the general ISO standard. So if any food company is supplying any of those large retailers, they shall be certified against the BRC. The Global Food Safety Standard BRC are suitable for all suppliers of food products, processed foods, or food ingredients. So the scope of the standards requirements for industry, manufacture, and packaging, really for processed foods, for your own brand or for a consumer brand, for raw materials or ingredients to be used by food services, catering, or food industries, for primary food products such as fruits and vegetables, and also for pet feed or for animal feed in general. This is an overview of the grading system from BRC. You can take a look at it. I believe the presentation will be shared with you later on. So I don't really want to go into the too much details here. And the third kind of food standard I want to talk about is the HACCP. HACCP stands for Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point. So hazard, which is a danger to health in any connection. And A for analysis, this is really the investigation of this hazard. The C stands for critical, so that's really crucial for the containment. So wherever containment or contamination is possible. Control is the handling of the conditions, and the point is the position in the process. So this standard really looks for where exactly within the process are hazards and how can they be eliminated. So this is not a system standard. This is not a mandatory requirement, but it ensures that you yourself as a food producer or ingredient producer or food packaging company identify potential hazards, and you can focus on preventing those hazards and ensure the testing, the food safety, and the testing of the final product. Why should a company go for any of those food safety certifications? So I think this is a very important slide because it makes very clear why a company should go for food safety certification. So definitely legislation. So if a certification is mandatory, of course, you can align with that. But some are not really 100% mandatory, but you can show the alignment with the business strategy of your business strategy with policies and regulations. You also mitigate your risk, as I mentioned earlier, the risk for the product to be contaminated, the risk for the customer so that he can have or consume or eat a safe product. Of course, the risk for your employees that they might get any infectious diseases like salmonella when they are handling this food, and even for your business, because if it is identified that, for example, you are dealing with meat and or with eggs, and you find that there's a contamination with salmonella, for example, you might have to scrap the full production line. You might even face a factory closure by the officials because they find this dangerous contamination in your factory. So you always should very clearly control your hazardous spots. And with this certification, you can be on the safe side that you have not missed anything, that you really are controlling your hazardous spots. And of course, if you have the certification, it's always good for your image, the image of the company. It can be used as a marketing tool, and it can be also used to differentiate your business from other businesses. Also, the credibility is a very important point on the for food safety certification. Definitely, if you have the certificate, the confidence in the production process will be increased by your employees and also definitely by your customers and prospective clients, associations and regulators will acknowledge that you are maybe a step ahead of your competitors because you are fully certified. And a special audit that we are currently doing with this pandemic situation is a special hygiene and cleanliness audit according to the international TÜV Nord standard. And this certification helps to reopen your business. To be honest, I actually don't know how the situation in Myanmar is in regards to lockdown or closing or social distancing. I can say that here in Indonesia, so many businesses were closed for now more than 2 months. And we are not in full lockdown, but especially many businesses have been closed, shops have been closed, malls have been closed. And they all need to reopen and they all need to attract customers now. So to give confidence to the organizations, we developed this assessment where we review and verify the preparedness of the measures of the respective organization or business unit, that they are aligned with the hygiene and cleanliness guidelines of our government and of the World Health Organization.